After surveying the text, you are then going to do some annotations. So it says, first read the article once together as a class, and on the second reading, highlight in yellow things you agree with, and highlight in orange the things you disagree with. I'm perfectly okay with you picking two different colors. If you don't have yellow and orange highlighters, then just use two different colors and indicate up here what the colors are, so that when I look at it, I know that which color means agree and which color means disagree. Lastly, you're going to indicate the types of evidence that are used for each numbered paragraphs. So you will read through here this part of the article, and this is where you're going to be doing the highlighting. And then over here on the right is where you're going to indicate the type of evidence used for each numbered paragraph. But you may recall that when we went over types of evidence, we just went over it briefly and listed it in the original document. So I want to talk to you about two things that you're going to be looking for. First of all, identifying claims, and then the second thing is identifying different types of evidence. So let's go to claims first. So you know that a claim is a strong opinion. So in any good argument, you begin with a strong opinion. In the world of academia, this is known as a claim. It could also be referred to as a thesis. When you make a claim, you are making a statement about the way things are or about to be. This should say ought to be. Additionally, there should be more than one side to the claim, not just a statement of fact. So go ahead and write down your definition of a claim in your own words. We've been making claims all year, and so you should have this down as something very easy for you. Here's some examples of types of claims. These are opinions that can be argued against. Women are better drivers than men. This is true, right? Children should be paid to complete their chores. Cheerleading is a real sport. Some non-examples, these are facts that cannot be argued. It is difficult to become a professional football player. Converse is a brand of shoe. It only snows when the temperature is less than 32 degrees Fahrenheit. So, during reading, while you read, you're going to be identifying claims that the author makes, and you're going to underline them in this document. Okay, so any claims that you come across, please underline them. That's an additional direction besides what's here. Then let's talk about the types of evidence you'll be looking for. So when you annotate your piece of writing and identify types of evidence, you're going to do so with these types of evidence. So a reader can identify types of evidence an author uses in an article in order to better understand what the writer is trying to accomplish. Directions. After reading the descriptions of the types of evidence, create and draw a symbol or an image that illustrates the definition of that type of evidence and draw it in the blank space below each type of evidence on the left. So the first one is facts, data, and statistics. Facts, usually from research, and they're usually numerical. An example is a report from Common Sense Media found that 75% of American teenagers have social media profiles. Another example, 1 in 4 teens is heavily social media user, using at least 2 different types of social media each day. You'll notice that one of those is right here. So you would put down next to this section that they use facts, data, and statistics. That's what you would fill out here. Okay? Personal experience. This is the author's own personal experience, usually in the form of a very short story of what they have seen and lived through, or a summary of the information they've researched. This is also called anecdotal evidence. An example, just over a year ago, my sister and I took a 4-day vacation to Jasper, Alberta. This was the first no-work vacation I had taken in 4 years. On this vacation, I was going dark. I was turning on airplane mode, no email, no social media. The first day there, I was still experiencing phantom vibration syndrome. That's where you think your phone went off and you check it and it didn't. I was checking incessantly. I was distracted in conversation. If you remember, this example came from that TED Talk that we watched when she told a story at the very beginning. Okay? Examples are what the author uses of other people's experiences and examples of situations to help prove their claims. An example, the problem is that the news we are seeing, these big stories, the 18-year-old Tyler Clementi, who took his life after his roommate secretly filmed him kissing another guy and outed him on Twitter. We see women like Anita Sarkeesian being close to shamed of the internet and sent death and rape threats for sharing their feminism. This was something that she spoke of when she was giving her TED Talk. And then expert testimonial. Expert testimonial is the author uses testimony or spoken statement made by a qualified professional about a scientific, technical, or professional issue. Example, the Canadian Association of Medical Health found that grades 7 through 12 students who spent 2 hours a day on social media reported higher levels of anxiety, depression, and suicidal thoughts. For those of you doing the math, that's as young as 12 years old. So this tells us where it comes from. An expert testimonial is usually easy to find because they will tell you exactly where it came from and oftentimes the author's credentials. Okay? So, as you read the articles, you're going to be annotating the blank space on the right-hand column over here with the appropriate form of evidence used in each paragraph. Okay, sometimes evidence can qualify as 2 types simultaneously, like fact and expert testimonial sometimes will be combined. Okay, so just to reiterate, you're going to read through the article once together as a class, and then on the second reading, you're going to highlight in yellow the things you agree with and highlight in orange the things you disagree with, and lastly, indicate the type of evidence used for each numbered paragraph. The very last thing I want you to do is on your second or third reading, I want you to identify any claims the author makes and underline them in this document. Okay? Good luck, do your best work, and I look forward to seeing you back when I am well.